Yo, what is going on, everybody? We are super excited to be back with another week of the Quigley podcast. This week, me and Banksy sit down and talk all things Halo Worlds, as well as a little bit of deep dive into the season so far, looking at College Halo. Of course, the Worlds talk does get pretty vast, where we go into our thoughts on what the announcements could be looking at the next Halo game, what Worlds kind of takes we have on teams coming into it, and some of our thoughts on the rumors about some of these players possibly leaving Halo after this season. So once again, we appreciate the support as always. We hope you guys enjoy this video just as much as we did making it. So without further ado, here's the video.
Quigley is part of the SuperPods network. You can find SuperPods on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Patreon, and Twitter at _SuperPods. You can also join our Discord at discord.gg/SuperPods. Thank you for your continued support, and happy listening.
Yo, what is going on, everybody? We are back with another week of the Quigley podcast. And look, I gotta be honest, last week the schedules got a little busy. There also wasn't a lot to talk about, so we didn't have an episode. Our bad. Actually, my bad. I could have taken a little bit of effort there and tried to make one happen. Fish for that one. Whoops. But we are back with another week. We have plenty to talk about as we look to open up with some ideas on Worlds coming up. Once again, I'm joined by Banksy Boy. Brother, how we doing? We're back.
I mean, we're back, and I think this is the second time we've recorded an episode near midnight.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got it on cam. Don't even worry. Man's faded.
Ready to get me a pillow.
It just passes out of the chair. Just
mid episode.
But yeah, like you said, not a lot was going on. We had a few college Halo matches, but we have our prediction show, right? So we can't just repeat our prediction show. So we probably could have done something, but we did kind of just coast through it. But coming into this week, I mean, we got Worlds, we had a lot of stuff to talk about Worlds, or not really a lot. It's kind of all bundled together, but there are some topics floating around. And we do have some college Halo stuff actually happening too. So it's kind of that mixed match of this episode is going to be, because there's just so much going on, and we're just going to I try to cover most of it. We'll start with Worlds, everything going on in Worlds. Now, itself is pretty interesting. We have, of course, HCS is not approving a replacement on Legion's team.
Also Majin, if you didn't hear about that news.
Yeah. Was that one of their players, or was it their coach?
That was one of their players. Their coach just happened to sub in for that player.
Well, hey, maybe that makes the Majin versus Legion match a little cleaner.
That might be that'd be a good matchup to watch, the battle of the coaches.
Yeah, and the Majin one is a visa issue, correct?
I did not personally look into it very deep. I just know that the player made the announcement that he would not be able to attend Worlds. That would make the most sense to me, just on the standpoint of he didn't come out and say there was a family issue, or it was a personal matter that I had to attend to. It was I literally cannot make Worlds. So for being a player who is outside of NA, from what I understand, I'm guessing that's probably what the issue is that he can't get into America because of visa issues. Um, but I didn't actually look into that, so that would be something I guess we'd have to be fact checked on. If somebody wants to let us know down in the comments when this goes live on YouTube. Sorry, continue.
But it is no, it's one of those things that we're going to the last HCS of Infinite. Emphasis last HCS of Infinite. And
Or is it?
could you imagine that's one of their announcements? We lied. You're
I'd take that announcement. I would take that announcement.
I would too. But it's like we have one team who idiotically has to drop a really good player because he's an idiot, right? Then we have another team who I want to say yes, it is visa issues because I think in his original post was about travel, like he couldn't land the travel to get here, which everybody else was able to. Like to me, it's probably visa issues. Like he said, I don't think he filled something out in time to be allowed over for the thing, or something of that nature. For like
Let me just throw out an idea here.
Hmm?
Okay. Whoever the next president of the United States is, okay, this is an idea for you. If you're watching out there, okay, get ready. I know the next president of the United States probably watches our podcast. I just have that feeling. Okay?
Yeah, you do.
When you sit down in the Oval Office, first day, I want you to remember this moment. I need you to sign a new order, a new bill. It's gonna be a beautiful bill. No, yeah, I need you to sign a bill, and it needs to say that if somebody comes up and they need to come to America and they've got a literal showcase that says, "Hey, I'm on an esports team," just let them in. All right, just let them in.
Okay, I can take that.
Now, you know,
Not
if
faded.
they're in for too long and you got to go find them and get them out, that's cool. You know what? You do your thing. I don't know how that whole system works. Not trying to say anything weird, just trying to say. But you know, if they've got proof that they're playing in an event, even if it's not, maybe traditional sports too, right? If you
Right.
got proof that you're playing in an event, let the guy come into the country, play his event, and then leave.
That's true. That's very true.
I'm looking at you, future presidents out there. It's on you.
Somebody. But it does kind of
I
suck.
believe in the college Halo scene.
Gish.
Now you can't put down the cup. That wouldn't work.
But yeah, it's kind of sad that we're having a lot of issues going into worlds with teams. Like travel, but like for example, you have Luminon, they locked it in, bro. They never left. They said, catch us now. We're staying. Which I imagine Majin couldn't afford that, right? I think Luminon got lucky with having a team that probably got paid out what they were due to pick them up and then get a good placing. So like they got lucky, but just seems to be a lot of issues coming into this world. I mean, I hope that doesn't impact performance. I hope that doesn't impact what we're about to see. I hope they can. I don't know. I feel that's two teams now. That's just two teams in Worlds. They have to play with a coach, and there's nothing that we can do about it. I mean, that we could be seeing Zoom Doctor right now in Worlds if that wasn't the case. Saying
That would go hard. That would go hard. Imagine Zoom and Last Shot teammates, and they have to battle it out.
like exactly.
I go insane.
But it's just one of those things. It's very weird. But still exciting for Worlds. Obviously, they weren't like huge name teams, but they were the teams that we want to see make those differences on the playing field. Like we need another Pure, right? We don't have a Pure right now. Well, we would have in Legion. I mean, I really feel like they could have upset, but I mean, come on, bro, they were slamming.
I think that they could upset some teams, but not like. I don't think they were making top 8.
I don't know. Some of those teams right now, they looking rough in those scrims, friend.
Okay. All right.
Have you been watching?
Occasionally when I get a chance, I did watch. Actually, I don't want to change the subject, but I do want to talk about it very briefly, and then we'll just like shoot straight back into this. I did watch the little like top 10 that HCS posted
Yep.
today
It
or
was today.
yesterday.
It was
It was
today.
very
Yeah.
yeah, so today. Um, and I got a gripe with that top 10. I can't lie. Okay. I have no problem with Clutch. I think he's like a great caster, whatever. Like I have no issue with him. But like, who in their right mind thought that there needed to be a top 10 where Clutch just like talks over the clip as it's happening? Let me hear the player comms. Like I had to wait to the end of the video, then they go back and show the clips again with player comms and with like the actual announcers and crowd. And it's like, just let that play. It'd be like number 10. And then Clutch can say the player's name and what they did. And then it plays the clip and you hear all that hype from the crowd and the announcer.
Oh
That's what
yeah, yeah.
makes part of the clip. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to just hear the clip with the game audio and Clutch talking about it.
I
Sorry.
agree. I think they've done that every year, though. I do think that that's been a thing every year.
Yeah.
Like it's been a Halo thing. I don't know why.
See,
I understand that he should announce the for number 8. We have last
yeah.
shot with a quad or so, like an overkill, and then it goes to
Yeah.
the clip. Like he details a quick detail of what the clip is, and then it goes towards the clip. Like that would have been better. I agree, 100% agree.
Yeah. And I can see the idea of like if you go on ESPN and see like ESPN top 10, college football players of the week or whatever, right? Like, of course, they've got the guys sitting at the desk going over what's happening in the play because there's, intricacies to the game and, whatnot. But like, if I go on YouTube right now and looked up the game highlights from, an NFL game from Monday night, right? The Monday night highlights, okay? They're not going to have some dude going, and in this highlight, the quarterback snaps the ball. I can't remember who played Monday. The quarterback snaps the ball and hands off to his running back. Then the running back runs for 26. No, they have the announcers talk, and they let the literal clip from the game play out.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it explains. Yeah, and the clip explains itself. It really does.
Yeah.
No, but
I don't know.
100%
That's just
agree.
me. That's just me. Yeah.
I agree with it. But bouncing back,
Yeah.
I mean that's a good thing for like what HCS could hopefully take if they listen HCS. Okay.
Yes, if you guys need somebody to come in there and edit some top 10 plays, like, you just let me know.
Hey, if
Just
you
let me know.
need some new desk analysts or hosts, we got you.
If you need a new voice that comes in and goes, number 10, Lucid, let me know. Let me know.
That's hilarious. But speaking of Lucid, I think it has officially solidified top 3. No competition. It is Phase, Shopify, and Optic. Like no competition this past week or few weeks with scrims. And I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yep.
It is a strong Luminon could be 4th.
Yeah, I think Luminon looked pretty nasty. I mean, I said it when they were doing what was it, the like pro warm-up thing or the world's warm-up?
The complexity thing that they do.
Yeah, but wasn't that wasn't that what they called it, the warm-up for worlds or whatever?
Yeah, Complexity owns it every year. Like it's
Oh, okay,
Complexity's
okay.
World's warm up. They coined
Yeah.
it like 2 years ago or something.
Oh, okay. So like when I was watching that, I think I was in a call with you or Super or somebody, and I was literally like, dude, Luminon is in or they're in America right now. Like they look disgusting. Like imagine if Luminon wasn't stuck in EU all year and then having to come over here and play these other teams. Like imagine if they were scrimming all of the North American teams all year long. Like I think we would see a different like top 3 situation.
Oh, 100%. Because the scrims that have happened this past week, SSG is flopping, TSM is flopping, Luminon is doing so much better. You still have competition when it comes to Phase versus Shopify. It's a good one. Optic versus Phase was a good one. Like there's competition right there in that top 3 scenario that you have. Yeah, but then once you trickle down and you're like looking at it, you're like Luminon's coming up. Like Luminon's performing. Now hopefully they can perform on land, right? We obviously want to reflect that to land.
I'd like to see it.
So it's like Luminon's performing, everybody else is now currently dropping. Like we were giving a lot of hype to Envy. I haven't got to see a lot of Envy, but again, flopping in this middle week. Not the time to be flopping at all. Like these are your grind times. These are your scrims should
Yeah.
be 7-7, 7-8. You know what I mean? Like you're in that middle ground when it scrims. Stop getting 12-2, 13-1. You know, SSG at one point, I swear it was like 14-2 when they ended, and they were the two. On so again, this is not the time. I mean, you might be able to watch something from that, but this is not the time to be falling apart because we watched the warm up. We finally get the Optic versus Shopify match we've been begging for. They go to game 5. Optic comes out on top in a very close series, so it could have gone either way, honestly. Like, but Optic, which they finally performed in multiple different game modes against SSG. But
Online.
right, but can they reflect it to LAN? I don't. I don't know. I mean, Worlds is a different stage. It's a different beast. Um, I don't want to say there's more on the line, but there is because you're world champs versus a major champ. Um, so it's just a big question of what are we doing to prep for Worlds? Are we actually prepping or
I I'd also like to make a statement that there's a chance because I saw today a really great graphic. I feel really bad because I can't remember what the guy's Twitter was, but I feel like everybody's probably seen it. It's been all over Halo Twitter if you're on that side of it. And this guy made this like super sick graphic using Blender and stuff, where it's like a Spartan walking up to the like the trophy, the
Yep.
HCS trophy, and then it's got the other Spartan cores from all the 3 teams that have won before, and then there's an empty spot for like a new team to come in. And I think that it's really cool because I hadn't really thought about it before, but we actually have 3 years of HCS so far, this being the 4th, and all 3 years we've seen a different winner.
correct?
There's an
Yeah.
opportunity. We see 4 years of a Halo Infinite esports, and all 4 years have a different team that has come in and won it.
Yep. And it's actually like I'm actually looking at the graphic right now. Halo always posts like Halo World Champs, and they do like a throwback because it's always been nationals, it's always been regionals when it came to Halo. That's how Halo started. It wasn't Worlds. First World Champs is technically 2016, right?
Optic Maniac 2012 Natty Champ.
Natty. Like we didn't have World Champs until Halo 5. It was always nationals. It was always like locals or regionals. That's what it was, or it was MLG, right at the time, which they weren't worlds. You played at an MLG event. You played at like AMG for all those different brands. But our first worlds, as I'm looking at it, was 2016. It was Halo 5. We got 3 years of Halo 5. We're on our 4th year of HCS, and again, I mean, it's a different beast when you're looking at it. There's been one consistent person, or now two consistent people that are kind of dominating worlds, and that's Frosty and World 2.
Oh yeah.
2 years in a row, Frosty and World 2. I mean, we can include Snakebite, but Snakebite is now on phase, right? So you're looking at that duo, Frosty and World 2.
Did
Snakebite.
you see the statistic?
No. Is there a statistic on? Did they post that?
There's a very large statistic on 3 different players that you have not mentioned. Trippy and Lucid have yet to miss a grand finals,
Oh, that one. Yeah, Trippy and Lucid haven't missed
and
one.
Dead Zone has yet to miss a
Sunday.
championship Sunday in all of Halo Infinite, which is like insane.
Yeah. So when you're looking at phase, all of phase, I'm pretty sure that goes for Snakebite. I don't think he's missed a championship Sunday.
On that phase roster, they did a few times when he was still with phase last year because it was usually SSG and Optic in finals. Oh no,
Right.
missing Sunday though. Yeah, you're right.
Right. So I think all of phase have never missed a champ Sundays. So That is huge. But they've also never won. Lucid and Trippy have won,
Snakeback's one.
and Snakebite has won with a different roster. Like Snakebite's roster was literally Shopify and Renegade. I mean, and again, but Snakebite won with that Frosty Royal 2 duo. Okay. Then again, Frosty World 2 duo wins on Optic Gaming in 2017. They also win CLG. That's CLG, right?
Yeah, we're going way back.
CLG in 2016. It's Frosty and Royal 2. The only competition they've ever had was SS or Splice in Halo 5, which is Stellar, Eco, Shotzi, Renegade.
That was a nasty squad.
I mean, right, a huge squad. You have someone like Shotzi, you have someone like Renegade, like huge on the map, and in Stellar and Eco, just the brains they have. Like they lose to Splice, but that's when Halo 5 was dying down. Teams had split up. You didn't have Optic in that one. You didn't have FaZe, right? You had these smaller orgs because teams were leaving because they were like Halo 5's over. So 2018 was very low, and then 2022 we're back in Halo. We get an Optic Gaming win, which is huge. There's a lot of veterans. Formal came back in. It was a BR meta, though. But we didn't have these duos, But then we come back, Frosty Royal 2. The team gets... Did FaZe drop anybody the following year? They went with same...
2, it was what? Royal 2, Snakebite,
Renegade, and Frosty.
Yeah.
They kept the same roster, right? Into year 3.
Yeah.
But everybody else changes up, right? Am I right there?
I don't think about year 3. Year 2 that was roster. Year 3, I feel like they did make a change, right?
Was it the Snakebite drop?
I have no clue. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know.
Okay, whatever.
I could be wrong.
But you go into year 3, and you have a team like Space Station, which just kind of rounded out picking up Legend, right, from Quadrant. I just think it was a wild team.
Mm-hmm.
But then they slam every event. I think they still would do pretty well. Shopify would be difficult to battle. But the team splits up now this season, right? But we bring back this Frosty World 2 duo who is slamming. I mean, like, they're slamming.
Yeah.
So, like, are we going to get Frosty World 2 with a 4th Halo World Champs? Who knows? But that isn't, like, they're consistently in Champ Sundays. They have 3 Halo World Champs already on their belts themselves. They have Last Shot, who is one of the best rookies, if not the best rookie to hit HCS. So, like,
Player of the year.
100% player of the year. And it's just one of those things where, like, looking at these rosters, you just have those one-offs there that are just, like, amazing players. And then they weren't together again the following year. But you have Frosty and Roy 2 and two really good teammates to back up that duo. I just think there's a consistency here, and if they can get a 4th one, I think it would be dumb for them to never play together. You know what I mean? Like, if when Halo revives again, we get HCS again, as they're saying we were going to get it again. If Frosty and Roll 2 are not on a team together, unless one of them retires, right? We're just at the end. If they're not on a team together, I think they're doing something wrong. Like, I really do.
Yeah, well, I mean, and I think it also depends on what game we get. Not to say that they're, going to be bad at any Halo, but you definitely have to realize that the difference in, if we happen to get a non-sprint Halo, or if there's a difference in, the maybe the game's slower or right, like I feel like it could kind of shift the way that certain players approach the game. There's a lot of these players I think get a lot of the hype around their name because of how fast they're able to play the game. Right. We see it in some of the best teams. It's just how fast they're able to take control of the map and be able to move the map in the way that they need to be able to play it. And in some of these, slower paced Halos where you're not really able to do that as quickly, I think it could take effect on some of these top teams. But yeah, I wouldn't like. I feel like if they go into Worlds and they win, even if they don't win, even if they're like top two, I feel like there's a statement to make that they should definitely stick together.
100%. But I mean, that's like, I think this Worlds is very exciting. Last thing I want to talk about Worlds actually
Oh,
is our placements idea.
okay.
Do you have some?
I wanted. Okay, okay. Let's do that first, then I'll touch my point.
Okay. So let's do your top four from fourth to first.
First to fourth,
Other way around. I said fourth to first.
fourth to first.
Yeah.
Um, Yeesh. Okay, I'm gonna go Luminon,
Okay.
Phase. No, I'm gonna go Luminon, Optic, Phase, SR.
Oh, damn. That's crazy. Dang.
Yeah, that's my top four.
Our top four is the same.
Oh,
I just have Phase and Optic swapped.
okay.
I don't think Optic's gonna win it unless like if they can reflect what they did on LAN and actually fight SR and it be close, right? Like a close match, they can win it. But I don't see FaZe beating them personally.
I feel like you said that in Charlotte too, but here we are.
I didn't realize that they were beefing in the back, bro. But
Yeah.
but speaking of that, like it doubles back on my thing. I'm looking at HCS posted a video of like the standings throughout the season
Oh,
at each
okay.
major, right?
Okay.
And there's been a consistency here
Mhm.
where I mean, obviously Gen G is not in here. Um, like Cloud9 disappeared out of top 8 completely. They were only in it twice. Cloud9 has only been in top 8 twice this season. Every other time they've been out.
That's actually kind of crazy.
Envy has been in it 3 times. They weren't in it at the beginning. Well, they didn't have a team at the beginning. But the 3 majors that Envy's been here, they've been top 8. They've never breached top 5 or top 4. SSG is consistently 4th or lower. So, and you have someone like Luminon, right? That's coming up. But SSG has consistently been 4th or lower. So I just don't see TSM, Envy, Akave, for example, Mind Freak. I don't see them beating SSG. I only see Luminon having that ability. But then you look at your top 3. The only time top 3 has ever been like disrupted is when TSM broke into top 3 and beat SR. That's the only time it's ever been broken. And that was just Shopify fell flat there, right? They got 4th at Dallas. It is what it is. But top 3 was only disrupted once by TSM, and then it never happened again. TSM never. That's the only time TSM broke top 4. Every other time they're 5th. They've always been 5th or 6th. So, like looking at it, it's Optic, then Optic got 2nd, and they got 3rd. Then SR went 2nd, 4th, 1st. FaZe went 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, 2nd. FaZe is obviously, we're seeing consistency. So it's very hard. I just don't see Optic getting slammed as hard as they did.
Okay.
And not having the ego to try to slam FaZe, but not successfully slamming SR. Especially after that Charlotte loss.
Yeah.
Sitting on that couch. I had to change my jersey.
Let me. That's insane. Okay, now before I get into my final kind of thing that I really wanted to touch on with
Mhm.
Worlds, I do want to ask because a lot of rumors have been going around
Mhm.
that some of the tension around the Optic camp and some of the reason why they might not have been playing at the highest potential that they could be is because there's been multiple rumors that two of their players will be leaving the team at the end of the season to go play Black Ops 7.
Oh, 3.
Three of their. Oh, that's right. Bound's going. Yeah, okay. All right. My bad. Three of the players will be leaving. So I think this team went from, okay, and this is just my point of view on the take. If all of these rumors are true, this team went from, and this was literally formal speaking in a podcast or like at the start of the season when they announced this team. Um, they were in a call. Formal was like, this team would low key be nasty. And then he was like, if I don't get this team this season and we win everything, I'm probably done with Halo. Okay. And so they went from, we're literally not going to lose any of the majors, and they looked like they weren't for the first two,
Mhm.
to then losing two back to back, also getting a third on top of that. Yeah, you got to think that if these rumors, even if they aren't like 100% like these players have confirmed anything
Right.
about them, you've got to think in the back of Formal's mind that there's like this idea that like these guys really don't care because they're about to go to COD as soon as it's over. You know what I mean? They're just trying to get the season over with so they can get ready to warm up on Black Ops 6. You know what I mean?
7.
7.
I'd love
So,
I'd love to talk to just touch on this real quick.
okay.
I think after SLC, we get Black Ops 7 announcement. We get the announcement that we don't have enough. Like SLC happens, we get the announcement that there's no more HCS. We
Oh yeah, that's
get
true.
we get players in Black Call of Duty retiring, and then we get um Black Ops 7 announcement like beta, and that like everybody's free agents. All these teams are literally not solidified. Um, and you get the same thing that happened in 2018 with Halo 5. You get an announcement that we're no longer doing HCS for a little bit until the next game, and Modern Warfare 2019 is coming out. You get the same thing. Now, here's the issue in my eyes. Okay, Renegade tried COD, and he literally left. He literally tried 20 MW 2019. He had multiple offers. He tried it, he scrimmed it, and he left. And he did challengers and didn't do well. Not to his own, like don't get me wrong, like he was doing fine as a player, but in the end, no one wanted to pick him up and solidify him on the slot. He wasn't doing well in challengers. It was going to be a year of trying to play a game when he could just go play online Halo and win the smaller tournaments online and get through the lull that we had. I think the same thing. The only person that's 100% or not 100% predicted to be on a team is Legend, and that's Vancouver Surge. And I'm gonna lay it
By
out
the
right.
way,
Go,
L roster, but
yeah,
we can get to that.
the predicted roster for Surge, 100%. And I think,
Yeah.
no offense to Legend, you're not Shotzi. Okay, you're not any of these other Halo guys. All these other Halo guys that have gone to COD. Rossi succeeded in a
No.
5v5.
Mm.
Okay, he
I don't know
won.
if I would say succeeded, but
He won
he
a
did
whole.
well.
He won a whole major.
Yeah, but like it was online. Like that whole year was
Well,
cheese. Okay, let's
the
just
whole
keep it
year was
100%.
cheese, but he still won a major
That is
in
true.
COD.
That is true. Yeah.
I think a lot of people forget that Frosty won a major. That was
I remember Florida winning the major.
yeah, it was Mutineers or
Flo-
right.
yeah, Florida, New York, and I think like Minnesota or FaZe were like the only three teams that won their own major. Something
Yeah.
like yeah. So
So
I mean, I remember just
like no offense to Halo players, success in COD didn't come as easy to everybody as it did for Shotzi. as it did for Hook, as it did for these players that transitioned, in my opinion, at the right time.
This guy starts playing COD, and all of a sudden he thinks he knows everything.
Hey, and I'm winning.
Look who you're playing.
Yeah, it's so boring. But it's like, no offense to Legend, you have a horrible roster. You're coming into one of the worst rosters in CDL.
Yeah. Now, another point to make on this, just from your perspective, because I have I guess maybe not a different take. I feel like there's probably some people that would agree with me. It's not really like that hot of a take.
Hmm?
What are your thoughts on these guys just swapping and immediately like getting on a professional team and not having to play through challengers? For me personally, I think it's not like necessarily scummy, right? Let me put the air quotes, scummy.
Mm-hmm.
Like but I do feel like there's a lot of players who have been sitting in the challengers pit for so long, and if you know COD esports, they have one of the worst tier 2 scenes in the face of the planet. It's garbage, right? There is
Right.
no like real path to pro for COD. I mean, it's like you can sit and win tournament after tournament after tournament after tournament in challengers and never get noticed. And that's just, I mean,
True.
like that's literally how that system works. And so I feel like there's a lot of players and challengers who have been sitting here grinding, trying to see if they can break through into the league, and finally, like maybe not, in this way, but in a sense, all of a sudden these spots have opened up because players have quit playing, players are getting dropped, and nobody wants to pick them up. So all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, Vancouver has 2 spots open. All these challengers players might be able to get. Oh, nope. There's 3 players from Optic that played Halo last year. Why are they getting a free spot? You know what I mean? It just feels a little disrespectful to the
Yeah.
players who have been sitting in your tier 2 scene for this long, trying to work to this point.
Let me be honest. Digging into the challenger scene in I'll say on the management side of it, right? Because I had asked a question to Nascast in particular. I said, why not COD? And he was like giving me like, because obviously we were doing things behind the scenes. But I asked him, I said, why not COD? I was just like, tell me what happened. Tell me why not. It just it boils down. He's like, there's nothing there. And I was like, there's no benefit for small esports to go here, but there's benefit to go here. It's 250 to bring a Halo team to an event. And Ghostify was noticeable, right? In their in Charlotte. They did very well. They did better than, no offense, Naz. They did better than Ascend Baseline, which was Naz's team. Which was unexpected, right? You expected the vice versa. But it's like 500 to 600 to get 4 players to a challengers event.
Yeah, and half the time those challenger events are in like a different venue down the street. Like it.
They're in the worst venues. They're in a closet in the building. That
Yeah.
like for one, there's this amount of money going into challengers because they're full every time. Every event, challengers is full. You get
Which I would never understand.
dude, $500,000. And
Yeah, I will never understand why people continue to play in that. Like, there was a point in time where I wanted to, and I mean, like MW 2019, I was all for it. Cold War, I was kind of still there. After Cold War, it lost me completely, and it was because it continued to deteriorate, and it
yeah,
seems like they don't want to do anything, to make it better. Like that. That's one thing that I genuinely think Halo does really well, is this idea that like while I, will say not anybody can go to an event and then make it to, pool play, but in the sense, there is the ability for you to put in the work, get better, go to an event, sign up your team, and make pool play, right?
I've said to like since the CDL started, Call of Duty always had pull play. It didn't.
Mm.
It wasn't like a fabricated thing.
Yeah.
Overwatch started as the Overwatch League. Like, what are we doing? Like, League of Legends. You could show up at an event and compete under a name. Now, to be fair, you were like fighting against TSM or fighting against Fnatic, was difficult at those in those games. But League of Legends, you could just show up. Now, obviously, it's different. Like now, League of Legends is different. Now, Valorant is different, but they have a better tier 2 like League, like in Valorant than Call of Duty. Halo always has pool play, still has pool play, and we went 4 years, and there's still a $2 million pool or pot at Worlds, but COD, there's no way in. I can't fight a pro player. How many times have we fought pro players in Halo?
Oh, I thought you were about to like.
Nah, we're not Gunplexion, but
Whoa!
um,
Whoa!
um,
I
but
don't know.
like
I mean, I play Druk all the time, so
that's what we get the chance to meet these people, interact with these people, and compete with these people on stage.
oh,
Like,
I meant ranked. My bad.
oh yeah, no, I mean like you went into the Cloud9 event, you got to play Cloud9. Was it
That is true.
horrendous? Yes. You
Hey, we
got to.
slammed the team before him though.
I'm just saying, if you wasn't that about? I thought they didn't show up.
They did not, but we were gonna slam. It's all good. It's all good.
But that's
It's
one
all
of
good.
those things, though, is you got the opportunity. Imagine if you slammed Cloud9. Then
And
Cloud9's
that's an
being like,
opportunity you never see.
and you'll never see it in COD. And this whole, like, COD is such an ego trip. That's all it is. And that is why
That's why.
challengers,
That's why your ego's getting bigger, isn't it?
it is 100%. That's why.
I
But
knew it.
the Challengers League, you will never see them come up in droves like they used to. They used to come up in droves. If you you were really succeeding, bam. But then 2019 happened. We opened the CDL, and everybody was a contract buyout to an esports org. Why would you not pick up Shotzi? Why would you not pick up Frost? These people that have won FPS events in other games, I'm gonna pick that person up over this guy that thinks he's only good at COD.
That's a fair. That's actually a fair take. I didn't really think of it that way, but that does make sense from like a manager position of like looking at like, okay, what's my best odds to create a winning team? Okay, someone who has experience playing a video game at the highest level and actually winning, or someone who like is Joe Schmo who shows up to this random side event who is winning, but he's also playing like tier 2 scrubs.
Right. I mean, like, it's just one of those things where it's like, I could also probably get a Halo player cheaper than I could get a COD player. I can tell you right now, those guys in challengers are like, I can compete. I swear. Give me the contract. It's like, shut up, man. Like, I see it. Everybody's complaining online. Everybody's like, oh my God, you didn't pick up the challengers people. And I'm like, you guys are not appetizing. Let alone the Warzone community
Yeah,
sucks. The challengers community sucks. The Halo community looks freaking awesome.
good
like
catch.
like the Halo community looks appetizing to be like, do you want to play for my team? You don't have an esport next season. Here's 70 grand. Versus a challengers kid's like, I'm as good as Shotzi. Give me $500,000. I'm not saying that Legend's going to get 70 grand. He might get a good chunk of change from Vancouver. But
Yeah.
I just think that's where it stands, where like us in Halo and how good the community is, we have a chance. We have a way to get to pool play if we put in the work. And Call of Duty is just set up for failure. So Challenger kids, sorry, not sorry. Like, you're never going to get the opportunity unless you are Hercules.
Might be time to throw that job application in.
Yeah, you get that right. But I'm just like, it's one of those things like I think you have to put yourself so far out there in COD where you're getting into those special eights lobbies, like Mercury's getting into pro eights. If you're not in those pro eights as a challengers, you're not getting picked up by the league. If you're not networking with a pro player, you're not getting into the league. You have to put yourself out there. And all these people that are like, I'm good at Call of Duty. Dude, you're not.
Yeah.
If they think if they think
I
Legend's gonna
agree.
beat you, bam, get out, cry about it. It is a whole. I don't even play the game, and I'm getting like my KD's just as good as the rest of my team. I don't even play the game. I'm just saying, and they play it all the time. I don't know what I'm doing on these maps.
That's insane.
Dude, I say it all the time. That
That's insane.
we 3-0 a team. I'm like, I don't even play this game. I,
Okay. All right. All right. Look, we do have to get back to the last little bit of worlds here. I do want to touch on two
yeah,
major points. Okay.
swing
Two
them.
major points. Number one. Well, actually, this is the major point, and then there's two subsections within that major point.
Oh, okay, it's like a
We
file
we
system.
we yeah, we got we got a little tweet from HCS about the event schedule. Now, of course, they tweet these out like every event. It just goes over all the times for, when the doors open, when matches start, when free for all start, right? Like it's a schedule for when things start so people have a schedule to go on so they're not late or missing certain times, right? Okay. The first thing that I want to touch on is at 1 o'clock on
Ooh,
Friday.
yeah, I see it.
1 o'clock on Friday, we are getting the Halo Studios project update. Now, I want to touch on the way that they worded that, okay? Because that's a little weird. I think that's a very weird way to word that because I feel like if you're going to come out, because I haven't noticed this before, I feel like if you're going to come out and say we're going to announce a new game, it would say something like Halo Studios announcement. Okay. Project update makes me feel like there's not enough done that they can actually announce anything. And we're just gonna get like last time, it was a project update, and that
Yeah,
was we got a couple pictures.
we got a little video.
Did we get a little video?
That's what the holy goes with the sword.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that gave us a lot.
Just to correct everybody listening, it's 1 p.m. Seattle time, so
Pacific.
ET. Yeah,
Pacific.
so it's like,
So 3 p.m. Eastern.
dang,
4 p.m. Eastern. My bad. 4 p.m. Eastern. I can't do math.
dang. Right. So I would like to touch again to your
Okay.
next subtopic.
Yeah.
Which is you're right. That kind of project update's a little stressful, right? But
Yeah.
they didn't
Ooh,
I don't think they did this last. No, they did do this last year. They did this last year. There was a slotted time for esports check-in. Okay.
but before we move to that,
Oh, you got something else?
yeah, I just want to get your thoughts. Okay. If you were given, a blank check from Halo, okay, not to get money, but like to get whatever you wanted. This is your 10 out of 10 announcement. What are you like? What would you write on that blank check that they have to announce?
Did they have to announce?
Mm-hmm. Like if they just came to you and were like, "Yo, we want this announcement to be a 10 out of 10 for you. What do we have to announce for you to say it's a 10 out of 10?"
It's like a bundled thing. We've talked about
Go for it.
I need, because they put emphasis on MCC,
Okay.
I need the Halo 5 port,
First one.
right? Um, and then I either need an announcement of like the Halo Infinite port to Unreal, full port. You know what I mean? Like the game is being consumed into Unreal, and it is infinite. the thing that we want most is that like we have that multiplayer experience, but the story's continuing. Like we get a new story game. So I would need the Halo Infinite multiplayer like port personally. I don't care about the story in Infinite. I get a multiplayer port to Unreal, and they're like, "Don't worry, it will still be Infinite, but we get like a real like League of Legends. The game updates, it changes. It's a different game all the time. You know, the Halo 5 port to MCC, and then a new game announcement of like something
Okay.
like coming like that. The third thing is like if they were like announce a new game, but like put the Infinite multiplayer into it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
I can see that.
so like how MCC can hold all this stuff, your main line game, right? So MCC is obviously your side thing, right?
Yep.
I don't know how to make my hands square. Square is your side thing.
Okay.
To where you have a main line which has your multiplayer experience, which is what HCS is based off of, but the story changes, right? You get a new game with Infinite's multiplayer experience, just adapted by the new game. Because if you throw your new game into MCC, just saying, add a story into MCC and it has your old multiplayer experiences, but your Halo Infinite is your updated, changing experience kind of deal. What I mean, it might be hard for them. You can give me that and say that's your fucking thing. I'll bleep it in the YouTube video.
Yeah.
But that's your,
Work.
literally. But that's how you change that dynamic of what Halo is right now. Instead of a new title all the time with a new game trying to compete with COD, let's get a infinite experience by title and update it. All these games that are succeeding right now, Valorant, technically still Overwatch. Overwatch League is kind of still a thing, but like Overwatch, Valorant, League of Legends, they are infinitely updated and they change the game.
I This is just me. I feel like those games are able to do that because there is such a wide variety to the sandbox that can make the game feel different with small updates over time, right? Um, you sometimes see a patch, right? Or not really even a patch, but like updates, small updates, patch notes, things like that that come out. Um, Speaking on Valorant, Valorant just had like a big update that they announced at Worlds, and it was, I think it's actually implemented now. But basically, every class of characters has seen a change to how their like effectiveness works. Right,
Right.
certain characters had util changes, certain characters had cost-effective change, like right, different things that change the way that specific classes of characters work. We've seen the same thing, like you're saying with Overwatch. I don't really follow the league like that, but you do, so I believe you. League, if Valorant does it, I'm pretty sure League probably does it, right? But those games have characters, and then in Valorant, of course, you have your weapons also. I think that with something like that, where you've got so many characters to choose from, there is a wider range of like what you can do with small updates and quick patches. In Halo, because you're stuck with this, okay, everybody's got the same movement, everybody's got the same sandbox because it's going to spawn on the map, and everybody's starting out with the same weapon. Okay, it's kind of hard, and I'm not a developer, so I can't 100% say this, but I just feel like it's going to be a lot harder for a game to survive in that sense when it doesn't have the same capabilities as a game like Valorant or League or Overwatch.
Can I counter you real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
So League, yes, has the characters, so the small updates are easier, right? You make a new character, you patch a character, whatever. League is at such a point in its history, though, that it's reworking characters instead of making new ones sometimes. So they'll
Oh,
redo Blitzcrank, for example. You know who Blitzcrank is. I know you played 2XKO. Blitzcrank had a base version. He's been here since day one. They
yeah.
reworked him and essentially re-released Blitzcrank.
So he's got two versions now. Can you play
No,
both?
you can't play the original. Like he was
Oh, okay.
re-released, so the old one's gone, you can see old videos of him, but the re-release and you have a new version of Blitzcrank, which was a technically like a big change to Blitzcrank, small change to the game. But they did that to a certain point after about maybe 10 character reworks and a bunch of character releases. I mean, their roster is huge, obviously. They
Yeah.
redid the map. They started redoing things on the map where they changed the dragon. They got rid of the dragon. They added the dragon. There's different kinds of dragons. They changed the map dynamically. They changed the Baron dynamically. They started changing the maps in these major moments. And you know what it allowed them to do? As a creator, it allowed them to put more work on a character. It allowed them to put more work on skins because they did these dynamical changes. And I'll say in Halo sense, let's say we had 3 years of HCS. During those 3 years, you made your next game. Okay. Then bam,
we would hope.
well, right. During those 3 years, you have your roster, you make the next game. During your 4th year of HCS, it's essentially your year 1 with the updated, patched in, new mechanic, whatever from the new game on the same multiplayer experience you have. They're like, all right, if we can change from BR to Bandit, new game, pistol starts. Do your 3 years.
5.
Essentially, like you have your small updates during your 3 years, whatever it is, right? It could be movement, it could be whatever. I know we got lucky that with Infinite, we got BR to DMR, but 3 years of HCS, bam, we're satisfied. What's going to happen? They throw in a new game, bam, we're still in HCS, we're still in the Infinite multiplayer. We had a reset. You gave us something new. We have either a movement tech, we have a new weapon start, whatever
Do you
it may
think
be.
do you think in like the sense of like resetting for like a competitive season, do you think it needs to be more than just one thing? Like you said, a movement start or a movement, like a new movement tech or a weapon start. Like, do you think there would need to be both? Right? Like,
Right, I would say both. Like
yeah,
you need something for a big reset, yes. And let's say they change the movement tech halfway through the season. They're like, we're adding this to it. This is your adjustment through your 3 years. Or we change the weapon starts. Or like you change something. Capture the flag. You can hold a pistol now. So, these small changes that are very possible. If they've done them before, it's possible. They're just lazy and they're like, oh, new. I think it's possible for an
I would-
FPS, and I think it can change. I think it can happen. Do they want to do it? No, I think they're scared to do it. I honestly do. I just think they're scared. But that would be my like 10, like 10 out of 10. This is like you need the
yeah,
Halo Infinite multiplayer experience. You need to
okay,
make that what Halo is. And then you
okay.
just keep adding on like a story or like a new like a huge update that changes the dynamic of the game. Every 3 years we just have to install like a 200 gigabyte update that replaces files. Bro, Halo's like 153, is it not? How big is
Nah, I'm
Halo?
just trolling. I
Oh,
actually
okay.
don't know. But you want me to check?
Yeah, check. But you get
Continue.
you get this big update 3 years down the line that changes the game forever. You get a resurgence of players that want to play the new multiplayer experience with the new setup, whatever it is. And then like you put it into a legacy rank class once you move on, or you put it into rank.
Um, my current size of installation for Halo
Hmm?
is 68.93 gigabytes.
Okay, 120 gigabyte update. There has to be something for longevity, and a new title might work, but I just don't know if what if it doesn't blow up like Infinite did and last 4 years? What if it doesn't do what Halo 5 did and last 3 years? What if it's not as exciting? If you just
Yeah,
have
I could see that.
there has to be something different to be done. Um, and never make a league. I'll say that. Never make a freaking league.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Because League of Legends is trash. No, I know what you meant.
But,
Yeah, the whole
but
franchising thing. Is that what you're
yeah,
trying to get at? Like, don't. Yeah,
yeah. Don't do that.
let's definitely not do that.
But to slide in,
Um, yeah. Now get to the point you were trying to get to there. Because the
the,
very next day, there's another.
there's another thing, esports check it. We did have that last season, and it was the announcement of year 4, which was like, whoa, year 4.
Mm-hmm.
My question is, we have the project update, which it better be more. Okay, 7 out of 10 is what I've heard. Um, it better be more. That way, this HCS update, this esports check-in, is like, by the way, fall 2026 HCS is back. So, or whatever, something. Give me a date. Don't give
Um,
me nothing.
yeah, yeah. I'm almost worried that it's going to be like a check-in of like, hey guys, like we're super excited that year 4's been so great. We probably won't see you again until 2027. I think that would suck. Um, I'm really hoping that even if we don't see a date get thrown around for a new
Oh,
game, at least this esports check-in gives us some sort of glimpse as to what the plans are with, this whole rumor that apparently these teams want to try to take over and still run events next year, right? I know that there's been stuff said that Optic could be running an event, SR could be looking at it, FaZe, SSG, of course, I'd imagine would probably run one if that was still happening. So like we've got 4 teams that could easily, help form and host an event.
right.
I just, honestly, I would love to get some sort of announcement like that for the esports check-in because I don't see, them all of a sudden backtracking and being like, "Psych, we actually are gonna have year 5."
Could you imagine?
So that would be comedy, bro. Tashi just gets up there, he's like, "So you guys thought we weren't having another year?"
The only thing I'm worried about is these are only 30-minute sessions. They're not long sessions in the day.
Yeah,
A lot now, the studio project update, a lot can happen in 30 minutes. An esports update,
a 30-minute trailer.
you never know. Um, an esports update though worries me that we're either getting false promises or we're not getting necessarily something for, you know, year 5 or a resurgence. We're not, I don't know if we're going to get really nice updates in that. They haven't talked about it, but they did invite a bunch of people to Halo Studios. So
That is true. One of my goats was there actually.
who's that?
Can't say.
This guy. This guy.
They work with IGN.
Oh, you girl.
Whoa,
My
whoa, we're not
bad.
leaking. We're
Oh,
not
my bad. My bad. My
leaking.
bad. My bad. My bad. My bad. I wasn't there. Um,
You know what? I'll say it right now.
go ahead.
It's not gonna happen, so I'm in the clear. But if they announce an H5 port to PC,
Yeah,
I'll message her.
I'll take it. Did you see um the community stage?
What is that? Is that the thing where like the cosplayers get up there and everything?
Yeah.
I didn't see anything about it. Is there something special this time or?
An hour after the community, the Halo Studios update, there's a
Oh,
Halo Studios deep dive on the
oh,
project on the community stage.
okay.
I don't know if the community stage is streamed, but
So what I'm hearing is we need someone who's at the event to take out their phone and live stream the community stage.
we're gonna have to get NASCAS on the job. But that
Yeah.
is so an hour after there is something. And don't forget, this is the 15th anniversary of Halo Reach. So
It's also the 10-year anniversary of H5.
yeah, so there's a lot there's a lot that can be happening.
Great time for a PC port.
I'm telling you, give me a PC port so I can like I don't think you guys realize what our plans are for the off season. I won't leak 100%, but we are I have a lot planned for Ben. He doesn't know it. Me and Super have been talking,
I get to
so
replay H5.
yeah, actually that is on the list. Um so you will get to play
Yeah.
H5. But me and looking at all this stuff, I'm excited. But yeah, we do have a lot of plans. But anything else on Worlds?
No, I mean, honestly, I look, we gave our predictions. We talked about the different teams. We talked about some of the struggles with some of the teams not being able to make it, players not being able to make it.
Yeah.
Now we've talked about our thoughts on announcements and things that are coming out. I think we've covered it personally.
Well, talk about College Halo.
Oh,
We gotta put some stuff in. We gotta. Do we gas
okay.
ourselves up? Do we gas ourselves up?
We didn't you already kind of do that on the prediction show?
We just got to keep doing it.
Okay.
No, I'm actually a lot of stuff going on. Some teams are fighting back, dude. I'm actually very excited for playoffs. Because
Yeah.
UNA is fighting back. We're fighting back. I just we're seeing we got a UVU versus UOU scrim. UVU came out on top 3-2. Like College Halo is actually wrapping up to be very exciting last 4 weeks. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie, I forgot 4 weeks was a month, and I was like, oh, College Halo will be over soon. And then you were like, end of November, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, could be like the end of next year if Fisher doesn't start playing their games.
that's true, bro. Push playoffs into December. Give us our fifth guy. But I don't know. Sparty officially graduated. You see that?
I did. That's
Yeah.
good for him.
Kudos to him. So Fisher, sorry, not sorry. Guy's gone. But no, I think College Halo is actually wrapping up to be actually a more exciting year than last year. I know we got to play in playoffs, but with how everything's shaping up, UNA coming back up, winning today 3-0. 3-0, and they staked them in the Slayer, Ben.
Yeah, super text me and was like, UNA just slammed. And I said, well, I can't say what I said, but I asked about a specific player, and then he was like, yeah, I mean, the whole team just kind of locked in, and he sent me the picture of the scoreboard up on the College Halo Twitch stream, and I was like, whoa.
I know, like College Halo's rounding up. We got a lot of good players. Zenny being back, obviously, I think UNA needed it. Does it? I mean, great. They beat YCP. YCP was our like 8th place pick or whatever. I think in the
Yeah,
beginning or something. So, I mean, we had UNA at 4th, which isn't a thing anymore. Or yeah, 4th. So not possible anymore right now to go into playoffs as 4th. They might get 4th, but they got to get through the FS Halo wall. But no, College Halo is wrapping up to be really good, and they solidified us affiliate, dude.
yeah.
College Halo community ish commenting all the time.
We thank you guys very much. Actually, it's the support and love is much appreciated.
We set out to do that, Ben, and you were just on the sidelines vibing, and we did it.
Usually, that's what I do. I just vibe. My final thing about College Halo that I would like to just say very quickly, because I can't talk about it very much because I don't know how much I'm actually allowed to say, but I did just see our head admin CNRL, or as some would like to call him Colonel, or as some would like to call him CN Rocket League. He doesn't like that one. He did say something very quickly about it in College Halo General Chat, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say it here and hope for the best. Spartan showdowns are happening. Okay, like if anybody was stressing about them not happening just yet and us potentially not having them, Spartan showdowns are happening. They're coming soon. Give the admins some time to make it a official announcement about dates and such. But I can say, or you know what, we'll just read what Connor said because someone said that they were a myth, and then Connor says, not a myth, soon, smiley face emoji. And then he says, somebody said something other about it being a myth still, and he said, not really, I'm legit looking at the list right now. So it is more than two because it's on a list. So there must be multiple of these Spartan showdowns. So just, if you're in College Halo, be on the lookout for an announcement soon. I
Where
don't
did
know
I
when, but soon.
where did I miss that, bro? Oh, I see
Um,
it. I see it. I see it.
and then remember some of those. I cannot tell you which ones, but remember if we follow the same kind of format as last year, some of those will also be open to alumni. So if you are a former College Halo player, does not matter if your school is still in or not, if you played at any point in time and you would like to jump into some of these, you know, for fun or for vibes or just to catch up with the boys and get back into a game, hop in. You know what I mean? The Spartan showdowns are always a vibe because it brings a lot of people who
Yeah.
don't really get into these. A lot of people who don't play eights, a lot of people who aren't in the calls all the time, hanging out and stuff. So make sure you guys hop in.
Yeah. And I think that's where our community is so different. I think we try to change the mold, but stay true to Halo in a lot of sense. We either, we got throwback ones. We got what we did last season with Spin the Wheel. We made our own prize pool with it. Like we did something to change Halo, but it was still a 2v2. It was still a 2v2 like draft event. The drafting was just different because it was ran by a wheel and not by players picking who they were going to play with. Um, like just the things we do, we change the aspect, we change what's going to happen. Um, so overall, very exciting. Um, and I hope it's not too cluttered when we do it. I know like dates were discussed. I just hope it's not like game. Uh, for showdown, and then people are so drained that they don't want to do them. You know what I mean? I don't want somebody to be like, I just played 2 games, dude. I don't have time for this Spartan showdown.
Yeah.
I just hope that
Well,
doesn't happen. I hope people are like, yeah, I just want to play in it. Go do it. You know, HCS will be over, so we're taking that out of the equation. Um, so I just hope we got actually have a lot of schools getting involved. We got Clemson commenting on our videos, liking our videos, commenting on our Twitter. We have
I love those guys.
dude EHC, dope, bro. Um,
Sure.
you have UCF now included. NC State's playing, so I think we can get these schools involved, and I hope that we can just get them all to sign up, come have fun. Because in the end, I know like we do prize pools, but it's about fun, and I think that's something we always push for in these events. Is just come to have fun. Who cares if you lose? My goal is to lose round one so I can get back to producing whatever I'm producing.
My goal is to lose round two so I can say I made it farther to him and then cast the rest of the series.
Actually, yes, that's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
we're like, get us done fast. Ben goes and casts something. I go and start watch partying something. But yeah, we just try to make it fun. Um, but to close this out here for the night, the long training night. Go follow us on Twitch. Now you can subscribe on Twitch, by the way. Oh, sub on YouTube. Um, down below on our Twitch, there's a donation link. It all goes to the production of the podcast, production of any side events we want to do, as well as we do have merch down there to purchase. You will see a Ben Fish desk mat that I think has been purchased,
Oh boy.
and a Ben Fish shirt which has already been purchased. Um,
Yeah.
but we do have merch that we're gonna start putting out, and just go watch the videos. we post the sound on Spotify and Apple Podcasts on Fridays, Friday mornings, and then Saturday mornings we post the VOD on YouTube. That will be edited a little bit. I do have to clean up myself apparently because rough. I'm very passionate about the game we play. And again,
I have nothing but respect for that. But also, remember, there are kids watching.
yeah, Kish. Um, but just give us all the support. Hitting affiliates amazing. Our next goal is partner. That will take a while, but we're 1/7 of the way there. So
1/7.
I'll explain that after this.
All right.
um, but
Jeez.
just show us some love, and hopefully we can grow this to be even more. Me and Ben have a lot of things that are going to be happening in the off season and during next year. So we are going to keep Quigley, but who knows? You might see some other games. You might see some other content coming your way. I mean, did I miss anything?
Maybe somebody should, when this is live on YouTube, go into the YouTube comments and let us know if there's a particular someone you would love to see on the show. May not happen, may happen. You never know.
That's
It has
true.
been a while since we've had a guest.
Yeah, because of
Well, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, but it feels like longer because we've had a couple off weeks because stuff's happened. But so,
I mean, after Worlds, guests are going to be more prominent, I think, because we are full college Halo, full everything.
all right, fair
Well,
enough.
so send us off, Ben. I don't even get to cut you off.
I know. Ladies and gentlemen, we are super appreciative for all the support as always. We thank you guys for watching this video or, hey, of course, listening if you're on Apple Podcast or Spotify. I almost say Apple Music every time I am doing that in the intro. I did it right this time. We hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, night, evening, whatever it may be, and we will catch you guys in the next one.